Okay, round two, guys. We'll see what happens. Hey, we're back. YouTube is fighting hard today. Hello. Deli Sandwich, what's going on there, brother? Eric, David, welcome back. Mary Yates, Rad Cat. All right, guys. I don't know. I'm talking, so I don't know like at what point it froze and whatever. Yeah, David, that's what I'm thinking. Yes, the RV is going to happen. In my opinion. Good morning, Ecology, Chicken Flockers. Ms. Lane, I have not heard anything new on Boulevard. All right, so you heard my rant about Al-Sudani. Ay. All right, guys, throw some stuff at me. Let me know what we want to talk about. Guys, I'm not a rate chaser or anything like that. It's like I can only tell you what I hear from Mark or the other ones, but I don't have contacts at the Treasury and all that nonsense. I can just tell you what I'm hearing from them. So I would just be repeating things that you already know. Oh, great. The robot decided to wake up. Stand by. Go to the dock. Oh, Lord. The the life of a YouTuber. Yeah, you've got mail. That's what it does sound like. A lot of times it does like a Calvary charge when it takes off in the morning. And it's set to go off at like 5 a.m. So if I forget to turn it off, that's what we wake up to. Nicology, please tell us about Al-Sudani. All right. There was a post going around Twitter that he was resigning or stepping down. From what I gather, that is BS. Guys, I'm going to say it again for those who weren't on the first live. We are okay. We're back. The life of a YouTuber. Oy. So that's my robot emptying itself. Sounds like a freaking jet engine taking off. All right, back to Al-Sudani. So there was reports that he was resigning, stepping down. Everything I see, that was total BS. So I think he's a pawn. I think he is being used by Iran. So what I was saying earlier is you have to ask yourself if he was or is being controlled by Iran, then why was he pushing so hard for the reforms and the reforms in banking, bringing AI in, all the digital things that they've done, blockchain, if he's a bad guy? all I can the only solid stuff I have on that is what the people in Iraq that I follow and communicate with on Twitter tell me, and that he's a bad guy controlled by Iran. So going back to my point, if that's true, then the only thing that makes sense to me is that he was pushing all this banking reform and RV stuff, everything that's lumped into the rate change, pushing all this forward because it would benefit Iran, and then that would be their currency cash cow to get around the U.S. sanctions. Now, we've been seeing that Iran is being cut off everywhere. It's like whack-a-mole. Everywhere they pop up, they're being taken out. I 100% believe that Trump is not going to allow Iran to benefit from the RV, specifically the rate change in Iraq. So he's been beating the war drum for the last little bit, and has told them that they absolutely will not have nuclear weapons and things like that. So to me, he has laid out the traps waiting for Iran to step on one, and then the United States goes in there and obliterates Iran. So I don't know if Sudani is just a pawn now at this point, and he's being used by whomever to push this thing forward. I would like to believe that he has got the come to Jesus moment with Trump, and if he doesn't want to be dealt with severely, then he has to play ball with the Treasury. So that's my nickel on Sudani. David, that makes sense 100%. Nikolaki Sudani said that Dinar, that one didn't fare very well, did it? Ask my robot about Dinar. My robot's cleaning up corruption. Chris, we've always been told that the RV is event driven and not a date on a calendar. There's so many things involved. I've heard everything from supercomputers to golden dragons, and I mean, it's you have to have a BS filter to get through this stuff. But I think that that's why there's so many of these talking heads that put a date out there and they hope that's right, but it's event driven and it's not a date. It'll never be Tuesday at 2. If I tell you it's Tuesday at 2, you can guarantee that it will not be Tuesday at 2. So that applies to Frank, Mark, any of them. No one on YouTube knows when it's going to happen. And I'm not saying that disrespectfully. I'm just saying nobody knows, because that's the whole point of it. If we knew that it was going to be, if we knew it was going to be tomorrow, Tuesday at 2, then you'd go mortgage your house and do whatever to buy all the dinar that you could to profit from this thing. And that's just not how it's going to be. I have said this for a long time, and I firmly believe that the rate change in Iraq kicks off the RV. One, you have to think of the massive amount of money that is going to flood into the world's economy. So I do think it all. And you have to go back in the day. Kuwait was the RV 1.0, and Iraq was supposed to be 2.0. And so it all started with Iraq for the big RV. Kuwait was the test pilot program where they did they put their little machine together and set it free and watched it do its same. So, okay, this model works. Now let's apply it to Iraq. So, this whole thing with Iraq's rate change was supposed to happen years ago, but it's been just delayed, delayed, delayed. So I believe that now we're at the culmination of all that, and that we are the people that are going to see this thing happen and come to fruition. So, yeah, guys, there's people going through incredibly hard things. So, it's rough. This roller coaster is rough. I don't want to ever belittle that. David. Uh, I wear this Four Oceans hoodie and I have Four Ocean t-shirts and everything. So if you're watching me to change to give you some sort of comms, it's probably not going to happen. Yeah, I mean, call out BS if you think I'm full of it. Number one, you cannot watch, but two, you're free to express yourself. But yeah, here's the thing about Frank. Um, he's one of these highly intelligent people um, that knows a lot of stuff, and I'm not throwing him under the bus or anything because give him his due. He's stuck with this probably longer than anybody, but I can't watch him. He's a strong cup of tea, and I just can't do it. Um, I don't know how to say your name. Morcius Maximus. So once the RV goes, will that drive up prices in America like $10 to $20 for a gallon of gas? No. And then the main reason for that is, drill baby drill. Trump is moving mountains to get oil production back going in the United States. I think it's going to do the opposite. I think it's going to drive down prices. Frank does have good intel, and like I said, he's been in this for so long. He knows a lot of people. So I'm not discounting Frank or disrespecting him. I think he's highly intelligent and he knows his stuff. Um, but you just have to listen to people that you can connect with and look for common truths or common themes and do your best to just weigh it against your own personal BS meter. I always tell people, listen to your gut. Your gut will not lie to you. So just weigh it out and see if it makes sense to you. If it does, great. If not, don't. Yeah. I don't think there's a shy bone in his body. Morks is fine. All right. But then my brain goes mork for mork. Yeah, Mary, that was the first time that I was just like, who is this nut job? He attacks people a lot, and then he wants to pretend that he didn't and then backpedal on it. But it's like, internet's forever. So it's out there. I don't. Here's the thing: you can, every one of us can go out there and create our own channel and claim to be a guru and all this stuff. I don't. I'm just sharing my opinion. If you like it, great. If you don't, if you're a troll and you're just going to come out there and both barrels blazing at me, I'm just going to hide you from the channel and delete you, and it's to move on because I'm an adult. Plus, I'm Gen X, so I don't care what you think. I care what you people think because you're awesome. Jerry, the reason he does that is for monetization. I don't think that it's that he thinks he's a great singer. So when you're on a live and you're monetized, when you have long viewing hours and people are clicking likes and sending you snappy chats or whatever, you make a lot of money. Well, I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak from experience, but there's a reason that he does it, and it's for monetization. You're welcome, Jerry. Yeah, I mean, it's like, you know, but you have to, I mean, you have to look at it on one hand, that's his job. That's his employment. That's what he does to make a living. And, um, the first time I was introduced to Frank from someone in a telegram room, there was like some really big fantastical story about him like being stranded on an island or something stupid, and I was like, what? So I watched him and I was like, phew. But you have to and how do I say this without being too mean, but people like Frank and Wolverine, TNT Tony, Bruce, these people all remind me of like Jim Jones, like some cult leader that's gonna, like, their followers are going to drink the poison Kool-Aid if he tells them to. And it's like I don't ever want people following me like that, because I don't want to tell you how you live your life. That's your job. I just want to be here to have fun and share information. Frank is highly intelligent. Don't kid yourself. Frank is highly intelligent. But this show isn't about guru bashing, so let's get back to timing and questions you guys have about whatever. I don't want to be on here like throwing everybody under the bus. Sharon, I can only repeat what Mark is saying about rates and things like that, and I haven't heard him say anything new. Morks, I heard that there's someone in his following that makes his suits for him. Sharon, you're welcome. No, I didn't see that Militiaman was leaving YouTube. Militiaman is the opposite of Frank. He's very monotone. Again, highly intelligent. But honestly, and I love Militiaman. I think he's a great guy. But if I can offer any constructive criticism, I watched his latest video and it was like an infomercial for Patreon, and I just lost me there. All right. So Mary says, so it seems as though there's nothing left to delay this. What do you think is next? Do you think we will have a rate tomorrow? Well, if we go by the Gazette model, the next possible date is Wednesday for the next Gazette to be published. I don't know. I think we're at a place where it could be tomorrow or it could be, you know, March when ISO 222 goes online. Ramadan is the evening of the 28th of February through the evening of March 30th. So I think anything's possible right now. Yeah, I saw that Dave one time. He kind of did one of those things and he had shorts on. That cracked me up. Mark's the same way. I've seen him kind of adjusting the seats and he had shorts on. I think it's funny. Texas is in the house. Tony Stormcloud. Yeah, the event, guys. Just really honestly, keep watching for a big event. And that, I mean, not like Super Bowl or something stupid like that, but like a world event. Lisa is very frustrating. Christy, today was supposed to be the 17th, President's Day, falling on the 17th, Trump 17th. There was a lot of things around the 17th. I don't know if that's what you're referring to. Jerry says, I wish there was just one more anonymous banker. Yeah, that's funny. Yeah, there's been reports of saying there's a lot of jets flying in out of Reno, but how many times have we heard that? There is an awful lot of talk about gold in the last week. Moving gold from uh, England and Europe back to the United States, and all of a sudden Fort Knox is in the news, and it's like if you there's a Elon reposted a video about when in 74, I think it was, supposedly all the gold from Fort Knox was sold at like fractions of a penny on a dollar and sent overseas by the Rothschilds. To me, that seems like all that gold's coming back now. So um, it went from the U.S. Treasury's possession into the Federal Reserve's possession. Federal Reserve sold it for pennies and sent it overseas. Maggie's got it. Patience is virtue. Been holding on for 14 years and will never let go. Yeah, don't ever let go. I mean, what's that gonna do for you? Yeah, guys. I mean, don't take it as doom and gloom because I mean we're at 2025, and with AI and blockchain and all this stuff, it could be tomorrow. So don't give up on it. I mean, we are definitely in a day and age where things are happening at warp speed. Um, and when the world's economy comes online with the ISO 222, QFS, blockchain technology, and all this stuff, there's not going to be any more money laundering. GM man, I think it's all going to happen at the same time. I think when you see XRP, Bitcoin crash, I think you're going to see the RV, and that could be the event. Bitcoin finally is found out to be the evil thing that it was created for. When that truth comes to light, and it collapses a lot of people's money, that could be in a big event. It could trigger the stock market to crash. I mean, I think that's the type of event that we're looking for. Definitely, the marks the United States corruption is under the microscope. It all started. Well, it didn't all start with, but I think probably one of the biggest pieces is this USAID coming to light, and they're tracking the money, and I think that's going to lead to perp walks, in my opinion. All right, Eric, I work with Maggie. She is a psycho. LOL. We both out here in Tampa at work watching me instead of working. Yeah, that's hilarious. No, no rate. I don't have a rate on Boulevard. I don't have rates and dates. So, yeah, Bitcoin from everything from way um, back in the day, like the early days of Q. Uh, it was told that it's evil, that it was used for funding human trafficking and all kinds of bad things. So I don't. No part of me believes that Bitcoin is good, but I'm not an expert. Wayne, I don't know what to tell you, buddy. If you don't like it, don't watch. We did the news at the very beginning, and then that live collapsed. The stream ended. I had to start a new one, so really don't know what to tell you. Joe. Joe says, actually, we have to RV before we go to gold. Otherwise, one-to-one parity will minimize our investments relative. Not sure that I agree with that. I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm just saying I don't know if I agree with that. Um, there's, I'll have to dig it up. I did an article a year or two ago about the whole thing with Trump saying level playing field and parity and one-to-one and all that stuff. But it was kind of what you're saying about when we RV, and if we go, and this is the whole thing with appointments and redemption centers and all that stuff. I don't really follow that train of thought anymore. But if we're going to have an RV appointment or an RV event, and the rate was going to be $5, that goes into your. And again, this is old school, but it jogged my memory. So this goes into your QFS account, but when it comes out on the other side, it's one-to-one. So I have to dig that up because it was like big mental gymnastics. But you got my brain stuck on that now. I'm reading Petty Stock. Petty Sock. Elon posted 30 minutes ago 6.2 million unable to work because employers closed or lost businesses due to the pandemic. I was forced into retirement when I was let go when our company sold. Yeah, that's rough. Yeah, I had when I started up my um, Coinbase account, they gave me a certain amount of Bitcoin, so I just converted it to XRP. It's a rough. I'm telling you, man. It's the job market's tough, especially if you're Gen X. They it's everyone wants millennials and Gen Zs for pushing more towards Gen Zs. So it's a tough thing for the older Gen Xers or Boomers to find a good paying job. Yeah, or illegals. G man, I agree. Patriot Mama, that's not beyond the scope of possibility. Patriot